Hello and welcome to Brilliant POV. Top 10 Most Controversial Internal Revenue Service, IRS, laws that you may not be familiar with. And trust me, these laws are sure to shock and surprise you. As you probably know, the IRS is responsible for administering and enforcing the federal tax laws in the United States. Some of these laws are well known and widely understood, but others are less well known and can be controversial. So, without further ado, here are the top 10 most controversial IRS laws that will have you shaking your head in disbelief. The kiddie tax, which is a tax on the unearned income of children under the age of 18. This tax is controversial because it is seen by some as unfairly penalizing parents who save money for their children's future. Can you believe it? The passive activity loss rules, which limit the ability of taxpayers to claim losses from certain passive activities, such as rental properties, as deductions against other income. These rules are controversial because they are seen by some as too complex and burdensome. Talk about a headache. The like-kind exchange rules, which allow taxpayers to defer capital gains tax on the sale of certain assets, such as real estate, if the proceeds from the sale are reinvested in a similar asset. These rules are controversial because they are seen by some as providing an unfair advantage to certain taxpayers. Unbelievable. The tax on carried interest, which is a share of profits earned by investment fund managers and taxed at a lower rate than ordinary income. This tax is controversial because it is seen by some as providing an unfair tax break to wealthy investors. Outrageous. The tax on virtual currency transactions, which is the taxation of transactions involving virtual currencies, such as Bitcoin. This guidance is controversial because it is seen by some as too complex and burdensome. Crazy. The tax on overseas earnings, which is the requirement that U.S. taxpayers report and pay tax on their worldwide income. This is controversial because it is seen by some as a burden on U.S. businesses that operate internationally. Ridiculous. The tax on Social Security benefits, which is the taxation of some Social Security benefits based on a taxpayer's income level. This is controversial because it is seen by some as unfairly penalizing low-income seniors. Insane. The tax on charitable donations, which is the federal government's allowance of a tax deduction for charitable donations. This is often controversial because it is seen by some as a way for the government to subsidize charitable giving. Absurd. The tax on foreign trusts, which are trusts established by U.S. taxpayers in other countries and subject to strict reporting and taxation rules. These rules are controversial because they are seen by some as too complex and burdensome. Unfair. The tax on offshore accounts, which are financial accounts held by U.S. taxpayers in other countries and subject to strict reporting and taxation rules. These rules are controversial because they are seen by some as too complex and burdensome. Mind-blowing. I hope you found this video informative and that you now have a better understanding of some of the most controversial IRS laws. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.